Congratulations. Lord of Life has now turned 40. You are squarely middle-aged. And just as I can no longer deny that I'm over 70, you have reached 40. And you are ready for a very different part of your history. How different it was when I arrived in 1989. You were 10 years old then. And the question is, how in the world were you going to move from a beginning congregation, brand new, to a congregation that would be a permanent part of the Asbury community? How would you live out your teenage years? As we know, and we've had 2 teenage children, and we've survived that, I have to say, that's a time of great energy, of experimentation, and it's a time of wondering about identity. And so where was Lord of Life headed? The first year, that was the question I asked many times. And one of the answers that people gave was, we need to add more space so that we can better serve the community. The question, though, that was asked was very common at the time because of the movie made in Dyersville, Field of Dreams. If we build it, will they come? Well, we did build it. We dedicated it in 1994. 20 young children pulled Carl Zauke's old moldboard plow into the future, symbolizes going ahead, and we took that risk. And they did come. We had many new faces to welcome. We had new leadership that came from our building process. We had many new opportunities, interns, 5 interns, partnership with Grace and Epworth. It was a rich time. New energy in worship and music, new kinds of music, much more contemporary music. There was multiple experimentation with guitar and flute and other kinds of instruments. And because we had so many students from Wartburg Seminary, a time when Wartburg was a campus full of students, we saw ourselves as a teaching congregation. In fact, when I left, we determined we had done 14 different liturgies during those 12 years. We had clown worship. An amazing clown troupe developed that moved everybody with their offerings. Youth service projects, youth service trips, we took at least 10 of them, and during that time there were over 100 young people who traveled around the country doing things for other people. VBS was always an amazing thing at Lord of Life. I was totally blown away by the fact that there were adults who took a week of vacation to do VBS, and all of Asbury came. It was a celebration. Ecumenical activities. The congregation was only 15% at the most cradle Lutheran. We had many Roman Catholic backgrounds. We had people ranging from Roman Catholic all the way to Free Will Baptist, and no background. And so we were very active at Dubuque Area Congregations United. When the Ku Klux Klan came to town, we were leaders in getting a celebration of 5,000 people at Eagle Point Park. When we were invited by Our Lady of the Mississippi Abbey to worship with them, we decided that that would be a good thing for the congregation and a good thing for them. In fact, when they planted a new monastery, we influenced them because they decided to go to Lutheran Norway. And today, 50 miles north of Trondheim, is Maria Kloster, a very, very important monastery, the seeds of which had to do very much with Lord of Life. But as I recall, the energetic teen years, what I remember the most was painting the kitchen at Luther Manor. It was going to be an hour-and-a-half project. We didn't get home till midnight, but people stayed till it was done. When we had only one room for everything, chairs were up, taken down for Sunday school, put up again for worship, taken down for Kids of the Kingdom preschool. Everyone stayed until they were done. When there was a VBS program in the evening, it was a mess after that celebration, but everyone stayed helping until it was done. When we had the organ taken apart in Cedar Falls, piece by piece, with Louis Cartman's truck, that our good friend Louis, I don't know how he got that big truck, but we lovingly packed everything, and people just waited around until the people from Dobson put it together. It was not only for the pizza they waited, but they waited to hear Roy Carroll sit down at the keyboard and play that beautiful, beautiful instrument. People waited until it was done. That's the kind of congregation that I see Lord of Life as continuing to be. Waiting and working and serving and worshiping as a complete congregation, making sure that the job and the mission and the legacy of this fine congregation will be continued and finished. Congratulations. Blessings to you. We're so happy for you. And I wish that Ann and I could be there. We can't be there because of some health problems that I've had. And it does make me very, very sad. But I have to tell you that today is a day for celebration. Go to it.